Good evening. I welcome you all with all of my heart. Is anyone here attending for the first time? I urge you not to take anything I say at face value. Don't believe a single word. Why should you? When I tell you that you are Satchit Ananda, that you are absolute reality, why trust me? After all, you believe you have problems, that you're living a human life, part of a community with a job and a family. That's your reality. Why believe otherwise? But I ask you to keep an open heart and consider the topics we discuss. I'm not a philosopher nor a preacher. I am nothing. Our teaching is one of silence. Even the words I speak are words of silence. If you listen to the silence, you too will become silent and experience the bliss that you are. Looking at some of you, you seem too serious, as if carrying the world on your shoulders. Nothing is ever that bad. This world is a cosmic joke. Don't take it seriously. Everything will take care of itself. You are not who you think you are. As many of you know, I walk my dog every morning in the park, and people start conversations with me. I've been talking to a certain gentleman for about 3 months and shared one of our teachings. I gave this person a teaching to read, and this morning he said to me, "What's wrong with you Advaita Vedantists? You only think of yourselves. All you care about is moksha, awakening, liberation, self-realization. But what about the world? What about war and man's inhumanity to man? The New Age philosophy only talks about me, me, me." Of course, we have nothing to do with New Age philosophy, and I'll use the rest of this time to address that question because it's a valid concern many have today. There's a war, man's inhumanity, which has always been present. What's happening? Usually I respond by asking, what do you mean by peace? You want peace in the world, and us to pray and meditate for it. That was his request. He asked, why don't you Advaita Vedantists pray and meditate for peace to end the war? What do you mean by peace? To most, peace means the world turns the way they want. If everything goes their way, they have peace. If they have what they think they should have, they're peaceful. But there's more. You can only give the world what you are. You can't be confused, angry, and upset and walk around with a peace sign, shouting peace while hitting others with your sign if they disagree. Peace is your true nature, but it's been obscured for years, like clouds covering the sun. You don't say the sun no longer shines. You realize that eventually the clouds will clear and the sun will shine again in all its glory. Similarly, some people, by God's grace or karma, understand the truth about reality and become peacemakers by example. Their presence brings peace without them trying to demonstrate or talk about it. A rose doesn't declare, "I am fragrant." It simply exudes fragrance. A peaceful being's presence brings peace to others. Another perspective is that Earth is unfolding as it should. This planet operates as intended by a greater power beyond our imagination, overseeing its welfare. It's not your role to interfere. You can call this power God or Ishvara. As you know, I'll ultimately deny it. But for discussion's sake, something takes care of the planet without needing your help. Observe the animal kingdom. Lions eat sheep, yet there are more sheep. It's a cleansing process. The earth cleanses itself, leading to what we call war. I know some don't take what I'm saying lightly. Everything is necessary. There are no mistakes. None have been made, none are being made, and none will be. Your job is to discover who you are, and then you'll understand what's happening in the world. For example, imagine you're the size of a molecule on Earth. Someone plants a rose seed. For the rose to grow, the seed must be destroyed. If you're a molecule next to the seed, it looks like a nuclear holocaust as the seed is destroyed for the rose to flourish. Similarly, everything on this planet is necessary. If you don't understand, don't judge anything or anyone. Work on yourself. As you awaken, you'll see clearly and realize you are the self of the universe. Everything is an emanation of your mind. You're creating everything that exists. You'll understand and rejoice. Yet you must do what you must do. It is the dharma of yourself and the earth to unfold as it does. Everything is right. Consider a traveler walking down a dirt road who sees a sadhu kneeling, watching something. Curious, he kneels beside him and notices a puddle of muddy water with a scorpion trying to cross. Each time the scorpion reaches the middle, it begins to drown. The sadhu picks it up, the scorpion stings him, but he places it on the other side. This repeats multiple times. The traveler asks, "Excuse me, sir, why do you do this? Every time you pick up the scorpion, you get stung." The sadhu smiles and says, "It is the scorpion's dharma to sting. It is my dharma to save." Similarly in life, we encounter things that displease us. trying to change people, places, and things to no avail. There have been peace movements and wars since time immemorial. What does this mean? It means you live in a world of constant change, a duality. For every back, there's a front. For every up, there's a down. For every forward, there's a backward. A jet plane needs friction to oppose it. This is all duality. But who are you? That is the question. Don't mind the world. Begin to leave it alone. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. It doesn't matter what you're going through, where you live, or what you do. It's all preordained, all karmic. What matters is how you react, what you see, what your senses tell you determines what happens to you. The first step is to realize that you exist. You can never deny your existence. You might say, I exist in this world. I hate my job. I hate my family. I hate the world. I hate everything. But you exist. Then ask, who exists? Who's going through these things that disgust me? My job, my environment, the war I see on TV. Who is experiencing all this? Is this reality? How can this be reality? The thinking person begins to ponder these things. It becomes a mystery. But if you ponder enough, an inner guru within awakens, guiding you to the right book, teacher, or situation to explain life's true nature. Sometimes no outer experience is needed. With your pondering and God's grace, which is always available, you awaken to your true nature. However it happens, the first step is to be dissatisfied with life, not feeling sorry for yourself, but realizing everything ends. What's the use of being born, working, and slaving when you'll die anyway? What is life's purpose? One day, something within tells you life has no purpose as we know it. Then you say, I exist, and return to your existence. As you ponder this enough, you realize all these years or months I've been saying I exist. I. Who is this I? It seems the same I that says I am awake, or I feel hurt, angry, upset. There's always this I. Where does it come from? Who gave it birth? You begin to ponder the I. By thinking about the I, you follow it to your heart center, unknowingly. You don't need to understand how it works. Just do it. Don't try to figure out what'll happen. Don't ask, will I be enlightened tomorrow? Just observe the I without qualification. The steps will present themselves. You just need to take the first step. Be curious, be dissatisfied with the world, realize you exist, and realize that you exist as I. Remain on the I as long as needed. It's called following the I. You go deeper, and the next realization is that everything in the universe is attached to I. My job, that's I. I have a family. My disappointments, I have been disappointed, and so on. The whole universe, all physical existence, including your body and mind, is tied to the I. Wisdom begins to take over, and you laugh at yourself. You say, wait a minute. I no longer need to change conditions. I don't need to get even with anyone. I don't need to feel out of sorts. I simply follow the I to its source. By following the I to the source, I experience my own reality. Wisdom tells you, my reality isn't really mine. It is simply reality. It is omnipresence. When I discover my reality, I discover the universe's reality. For I am the microcosm in the macrocosm. The universe is an extension of I. You begin to spend all your time abiding in the I. This becomes primary in your life. Everything else becomes secondary if you truly want to awaken. You become mindful of your actions. As you react, you catch yourself and say, I reacted. But you're reaching a point where when you say, I reacted, you're no longer speaking about yourself. You say something like, I have reacted. I got angry. The I is becoming separate from you as you advance. I felt disappointed. You keep laughing because you understand that I is not I. You ask him, where did I come from? Who gave it birth? Remember, you're following I to its source. On the way, you notice your life becomes more comfortable. You're happier. Things that used to annoy you stop. Your anger is left. Your moods are transcendent. You're becoming even-minded, focused on the I. One day, as you keep following the I, abiding in it, your mind stops working. I don't mean you drop dead, but your thoughts dissipate and you find silence. Now you stop abiding in the I and begin to abide in the silence. You realize you're finished with the I. Now you have another journey, so to speak. You go deeper into the silence. This is an advanced state. You've reached a second plateau where you begin to see occult phenomena in your life. You envision geometrical figures, hear the sound of Om, Understand what people think before they speak. Your consciousness expands, but this is only the beginning. A true Advaita Vedanta aspirant needs a teacher who's been there. Otherwise, you might believe the sounds, lights, and visions of saints and sages are real and get caught up in that. It's like an example I often use. A king invites you to share his kingdom, but you must drive through 150 acres of land first. On the way, you see beauty in clouds, mountains, grass, and flowers. You stop your car, get out, forgetting about the king. You spend years enjoying the flowers and beauty. Then one day you remember the king and resume your journey. But you encounter beautiful caves and creatures, stop to examine them, and forget the king again. This repeats, and years pass, losing the opportunity to share the kingdom. If you'd driven straight through, you'd have met the king, but you got distracted by the land's beauty. Similarly, in realization, due to karma, you might explore occult realms, materialize things, tell fortunes, do astrology, and forget your search. That's why the Upanishads say, those who get waylaid in occult realms must go through thousands of reincarnations to escape them. We ignore the occult, seeking awakening and liberation, bypassing everything. You say, I don't want visions of saints. I don't want powers, cities. I don't wish for anything like that. And you go beyond. Silence deepens. Consciousness expands. Awareness grows. You understand you are consciousness, pure awareness, absolute reality. All is bliss. You have become Satchitananda, Parabrahman, Nirvana. You can say, everything I behold is the self, and I am that. You've become liberated while in the body, a jivan mukta, a free soul. This doesn't mean you stop functioning. You still do the same things, but now love is the only vibration you emit. You embody peace, joy, and happiness without thinking of those words. Having awakened to your true self. Now you see the world differently, as a superimposition on yourself. You are the self, and the world is an appearance. It's real to others who believe they are body-mind phenomena, but your body-mind has been transcended. You become space while in the body. You are free. Wherever you look, you see yourself. And because you embody loving kindness, peace, and harmony, that's all you see. You can't explain this to anyone. There are no words. People look through their senses. They see war, man's inhumanity. But you remain silent because they won't understand. All you see is love. All you see is joy. You are free. It all begins with you. Won't you begin today to awaken? It's worth it.